Hey guys, Andy, Likeable Recruiter here. Just wanted to spend a couple minutes here. Hopefully, this won't be a long video, but I wanted to talk to my fellow recruiters. So wherever you are out there, working for an agency, maybe you're a corporate recruiter somewhere, maybe you're some of my military recruiting buddies, whoever you are, this is for you. But I wanted to talk about the importance of breaking the ice in an interview. That initial interaction with that person that you maybe just picked up the phone and started talking to, or maybe you invited them in for an in-person interview, and it's that initial handshake, how you doing kind of thing. And the importance of breaking that ice and whose responsibility it is. I think most people would say it's the interviewee's responsibility to break that ice, and it's their responsibility to navigate that conversation professionally. But for me, I think the responsibility falls more on the recruiter. It's my responsibility, and here's why. I think that there's three things that make it my responsibility. Number one, and the most important, is to relax the candidate. I think it's easy for us to engage in conversations. We're people. We like talking with people. We're good at it. That's why we're recruiters. But not for everybody. That isn't natural for everybody. And I want that candidate to be completely relaxed. I really want to find out who they are after I get to know them and they're comfortable with me. And so for me to get there quicker, I want to break down those barriers and those stressors that are making them maybe a little nervous. I want to break those away. And this is the best way to do it, is for me just to not talk about recruiting and say, where do you want to be in 5 years within a minute of talking with them? I want to just talk about life. And we've got lots to talk about these days, with coronavirus and working from home. And so it's easy to do that. And that kind of leads to the second win. I think the second win has more to do with what I get out of breaking the ice with that candidate. After it relaxes them, I get to know them on such a deeper level. A lot of them talk to me about their family. They may have kids around my same, our kids' age. And so we have that commonality that we can talk about. You learn a lot about their humor. Sometimes you really find people are really, really funny. I remember trying to hire this one guy, Brian Peters. And Brian, thank you for letting me use this story. But within, I would say, 90 seconds of talking with Brian, somehow we got to talking about him remodeling his house and how he had to kill this giant rat. He was chasing it around with a broom, and even has a picture of the rat that he killed. How do you get on a conversation like that? I don't know exactly, but we found ourselves there, and that really broke down the barrier between candidate and recruiter, and we were able to have a really great conversation. I ended up hiring Brian, great guy. I'll probably link him in the posting here, but you learn a lot about people's family, about their humor, about their hobbies, and if you can find a hobby that is common with that candidate, it just makes for a much easier conversation down the line. So the third thing I think that is a win, really for everybody, when you break the ice initially and just kind of set that candidate in a relaxed mode, is the culture that you're communicating as a recruiter. That person's conversation with you is all they know about the culture of your company or your agency. That's all they know, because this is the only interaction that they've had usually with anyone from your company. And so if you relax them and you say, and you communicate that hey, we're just here having a conversation. We get to know each other. We can laugh together. This is just a conversation. I think that culture goes a long way to getting that candidate to be more susceptible to really prioritizing your company maybe over others that were really maybe a little bit more robotic with their interviews. And it's really just communicating that culture. I want to be a good steward of the culture that I'm communicating to anybody that I talk to, especially those brand new applicants. So hopefully this helps. If anybody wants to see any more of my other videos, I link them all to my website, www.likablerecruiter.com. You can find the link probably in this post as well. If anybody wants to connect with me about anything, maybe have a conversation,